You should absolutely not start an agency in 2025, and instead, you should create a consulting business and run it through SKOOL. I'm going to explain to you exactly why I believe that an agency is not the right business model to choose in 2025, and how you can still leverage the advantages that come with running an agency, such as having no upfront costs, charging high ticket prices, and running a lean operation. How you can use all of those things, but you're just changing the business model itself to more of an information and done with you as opposed to done for you service. So for a bit of context and background, my name is Rudy. I've been running a successful marketing agency for law firm owners specifically for the last 4 years now. I've been very fortunate that the agency, in particular the niche that our agency operates in, is a very profitable niche. My background in advertising and law, I've been able to build a really strong team and really take over my particular industry. However, there have certainly been massive challenges that I've dealt with since starting the agency. Things like having to deal with bad previous experiences that your clients have faced and having to overcome so many objections before you can even get on a level playing field with your client. Like these are things we face regularly. Another thing that I want to talk about is churn. There's always going to be someone that can provide your service at a cheaper rate, especially if you're providing things like paid advertising, any sort of media buying really, even branding, any consulting based agency offer that you can provide. There will always be someone in the market that can undercut you, charge a cheaper price, and you'll churn your clients even if you are providing results. That's a very real thing that happens. We had an immigration client that literally got the best results we've ever seen. Within the first month, they signed a client worth a lot of money, and yet they still churned after the first 30 days because someone offered them to beat our results and for a cheaper price. And that is truly the nature of running an agency. So how can you leverage all of those advantages of the business model? And first and foremost, charge more for your service, avoid as much churn, provide a better result so you're literally dealing with happier clients, right? Because another massive thing that I didn't mention is when you compare agency to e-commerce, for example. With e-commerce, once you send the product and the customer receives the product and they're happy with the product, that's really it. There's no further fulfillment that is required. Obviously, now you want to retain your customer, so you will continue to hit them with marketing and those sorts of things. But as far as fulfillment and customer satisfaction goes, it's quite easy when it comes to things like e-commerce. Whereas with an agency, you always have to make sure that your clients are happy. And that can be really draining, especially in terms of hiring talent that can make sure your clients are happy. It's a very challenging thing to do. So with that said, I found that SKOOL is like a perfect balance between those two worlds, where you are providing a product and that product is typically education. So what you're doing effectively is packaging up your agency services into an information product, but you're still able to charge the high ticket price that you would for providing an agency-based service. And that is where the gold is. To break it down, we have been running paid advertising on Google. That has been the winning service for our agency for the last couple of years. We noticed that despite how good our results were on paper, despite how good we've optimized the campaign, despite all the leads that have been coming through, we still had certain clients that weren't able to sign anyone until maybe a month, 2 months, 3 months down the track. Doesn't matter how much expectation management you do. If you're spending money on an agency and on ads and you're not signing clients, alarm bells start to ring. Doesn't matter if you've been prepared that it might take up to 90 days. Doesn't matter that your clients are worth a lot more than another industry. Like for example, law firm clients can be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. It doesn't matter because you're investing money, you're sinking money into something, you want a result quite quickly. And I thought, how can we, other than expectation management, figure that problem out? And the answer is the done with you model. A more education-based model. With the done with you as opposed to done for you, you create a detailed education-based course. It's effectively a course. And what SKOOL lets you do, which is why I've mentioned SKOOL explicitly in this video, is SKOOL lets you facilitate a course in a very easy way. Plus you have a community as well. So SKOOL is definitely the best platform. With SKOOL, you create a course explaining exactly how someone can create their system in-house. And that really becomes a selling point. The way that I did this was I created a course explaining how to actually set up your advertising system in-house. And we gave them a shit ton of resources so that they could do absolutely everything. And so that all of the accountability was on them. The only problem we're solving for now is the quality of education and the accountability. community? How can we ensure that they actually execute this exact system in-house? You would probably spend 3 to 6 months if you want to do this properly. Some people can do it much, much quicker. Me personally, creating this entire system and community took me like 6 to 12 months, but oh my God, it pays off like anything. Once you have that course, once you've actually mapped out the system, number one, it helps you actually look at your processes and figure out where there could be some weak spots. But number two, it becomes an asset in your business, right? It's your IP, it's your business's IP, is unique to your business. It becomes your system. And if you give it a name, it becomes very easy to market. You could call it something like Dental on Demand Advertising System for Dentists. I really, really insist that when you create this education program or course or whatever you want to call it, you put in a lot of effort when it comes to production, when it comes to the actual scripting, the video recording, everything. Like, take your time and do it properly. Because like I said, it becomes an asset in your business. Once you have that, you want to funnel all of your traffic. So whether you're running paid ads, whether you do organic or whether you do cold, you want to funnel them all into one Skool community. A community is insanely valuable and it actually compounds. So over the months, more and more members will join your community. And even if some of them fall off or they don't really participate in the community, the numbers still stacks up. So 6, 7 months down the track, you might have 500 members in this community that you've got. Someone who wants to now join the community can see, oh wow, there's 500 of my peers in this community. I better join. A community is so valuable. Once you create this education module, you provide ongoing support, and that becomes where you can really separate between low ticket and high ticket. Just to give you an example, we have a Skool community. Within a month, we managed to get over 100 members, and yes, they were free members, but what we've been doing is nurturing them, giving them free access to things like my book, my course, and ultimately pushing them into our high ticket offer, so our done with you offer. And the only difference between the low ticket and high ticket is the level of access they get to your team. And that should be it. And what is brilliant is you are providing education, resources, and support. Basically what you would do with an agency anyway, except you don't have the headache of having to fight someone about retaining with you. You can literally advertise it as, this is something that we build in-house for you. We get it done in 3 to 5 months. After that, you have a fully running paid advertising system installed in your business and you don't need us anymore. You can fire us. But what's so valuable is if you actually look at your lifetime value of previous clients, they might churn after 12 months. And if, let's say, you're making an average profit of $1,000 to $2,000 per month, that client is worth around 20 grand to you. Now, if you were to do it with this business model, you say that we're helping you build an in-house client acquisition system that charges 3 or 4 grand a month. So immediately it's double. So now you only need them to stay for half as long. And you can actually use that in your advertising or your marketing messaging. You can literally say, we want you to fire us after 5 months because we want to help you build this thing out and never have to rely on an agency again. That is the positioning that I've been using. That is why I shifted away from that agency model more to education and done with you. And it has been such an amazing change in my business, and I highly recommend that you do the same. There is a lot more to this, and if you want to find out more about how I executed on that, drop a comment down mentor or something like that, and I'll hit you up. See you guys soon.